Stop. Do not close this video and do not make another move with your money until you see the secret data I've uncovered from the COMEX vault logs this morning, because the global financial system has just executed a physical bail-in that has effectively stolen the silver right out from under the retail investor. You've been watching the paper price being suppressed all morning, but while you were focused on the digital manipulation, the Federal Reserve and the big bullion banks just executed a massive internal transfer to hide the fact that the system has hit stage 0. They didn't just have a glitch, they have officially moved 200 million ounces of silver into private holding to prevent you from taking physical delivery. And you are currently holding a paper promise to a vault that has been raided by the elite in broad daylight. I want you to look directly at the internal transfer reports appearing on your screen right now, because they are the smoking gun of a systemic heist designed to save the US dollar from a total silver-driven collapse. You were promised that the exchange was a neutral platform for price discovery. But today, the rules were rewritten behind closed doors to protect JP Morgan and Bank of America from a catastrophic short squeeze. We are witnessing the great theft in real time, where the exit doors from the fiat system are being welded shut for 99% of the population, who are still holding digital zeros in their brokerage accounts, while the institutions secure the remaining physical metal for themselves. Do you understand the gravity of a physical bail-in while the U.S. national debt screams past $37 trillion? It means the government and the banks have realized that they can no longer suppress the price through paper alone, so they have resorted to direct physical confiscation from the registered inventory. You are part of a giant game of musical chairs where the music has officially stopped, and the bail-in is the sound of the banks taking the last few chairs for themselves while you are left standing in a hyperinflationary flood. This is a national security crisis disguised as an inventory adjustment, and you need to realize that your digital claims to silver are being devalued as we speak. I have spent the last 12 hours dissecting the leaked settlement data from the Federal Reserve's overnight lending facility, and the evidence of a vault raid is irrefutable, as large-scale physical bars are being diverted to classified government accounts. While you were sleeping, the monetary foundation of the United States was being hollowed out to satisfy the demands of the military-industrial complex and the tech giants who require silver for survival. You are witnessing a geopolitical surrender, where the West is sacrificing the retail investor to buy one more day of life for the dying petrodollar, and the stage 0 inventory alert is the final signal that the cupboards are bare. I want you to ignore the official excuses from the CME and focus on the cold data. The vaults have been raided, the physical supply is being diverted, and the great deception is finally being exposed to the world. You're witnessing the death rattles of a 50-year fiat experiment that has lost control of reality and is now resorting to open theft to maintain order. The ask price for physical silver at these paper levels is a total fantasy, and if you're waiting for a better entry point, you're waiting for an exit door that has already been locked from the outside, the $245 price target. I'm warning you about today is the inevitable result of this massive supply-side seizure. Have you noticed how every major U.S. bullion dealer is reporting shipping delays or limited availability on 100-ounce bars while the spot price is being hammered lower by the algorithms? That is the physical market telling you that the bail-in is already here, and the banks are preventing you from converting your paper wealth into the only asset that they are currently hoarding for themselves. You're being lulled into a false sense of security while the elite move their wealth into private offshore depositories that are out of the reach of the bankrupt Western exchanges. This is your final call to recognize that the system has defaulted, and the bail-in is the official start of the wealth reset. I am monitoring the arbitrage for you every hour, and the premium in the physical market has now completely detached from the digital ticker on your phone, proving that the paper price is a zombie price. This drain of your national wealth is a national security disaster that was accelerated by the $37 trillion debt nuke that brought the system to its knees this week. When the vaults are finally and officially declared empty to the public, the price discovery will move permanently to the hubs of the East, and you will be left holding a paper receipt from an insolvent exchange. The silver bail-in is about realizing that the only thing that matters in this new economy is what you can physically touch and protect with your own strength. I want you to ask yourself, why did they wait until the registered inventories hit stage 0 to execute this massive transfer? It's because they needed to ensure that the smart money was safely out of the system before the general public realized the trap had been set. You are being led to the slaughterhouse of inflation while the people who run the system are building bunkers of gold and silver to ensure their own survival during the coming dollar reset. Silver is the Achilles heel of the central banking system, and the physical bail-in is the final admission that the dollar has lost the war against physical reality. Everything you see on the news today regarding the dollar's strength is a carefully choreographed distraction from the fact that the strategic reserves of the United States are being liquidated in secret. Silver represents a physical truth that the banks can no longer suppress without resorting to extreme illegal maneuvers like this bail-in protocol. The stage 0 event is the final signal of the endgame, and the supply shutdown is the reality that will define your financial survival for the next decade. I'm here to bring you the raw data that the establishment wants to suppress, so stay alert and stay physical, because the reset is officially active. The $245 shock is just the beginning of a cycle that will see silver revalued as the primary global monetary asset as the unbacked fiat experiment ends in total failure today. I will continue to track every ounce that has moved from registered to private to keep you one step ahead of the corrupt banking cartels that want to see you broke and dependent. The silver bail-in is the final confirmation that the trap has finally sprung shut on the American public. Stay alert, stay physical, and do not let the artificial red candles on your trading app scare you away from the only asset that will protect your family when the debt bomb finally detonates. Position yourself on the right side of history and do not fall for the final trap as the establishment attempts to manage the greatest wealth transfer in human history at your direct expense. The bail-in is real, the vaults are empty, and the reset is officially here. Be ready, be physical, and stay strong in the face of the coming chaos. I am here to bring you the truth that the mainstream media is afraid to report. So subscribe and stay tuned as we track the final collapse of the paper system together in real time. The $245 target is set, the supply is shut down, and the only question remaining is whether you will be holding the metal or the bag. I want you to understand that the supply shut down at major U.S. dealers is the final smoke signal from a burning building, and the silver bail-in is the roof collapsing on your savings. You're being given one last chance to exit the fiat trap and enter the safety of hard assets before the ask price for silver disappears from the screens entirely, leaving the masses with nothing but digital numbers. Don't wait for a confirmed signal from the people who lied to you about inflation being transitory, because by then the price will be out of your reach and the vaults will be empty. Stay strong, stay physical, and do not let the distraction steal your generational wealth. Everything in the news right now is a distraction from the fact that the monetary order is rotting from the inside out, and the stage 0 event is the final signal of the endgame for the US dollar. Silver is the only asset that they cannot print, hack, or delete by a government decree, making it your ultimate tool for financial rebellion against a system that wants to control your every move. The banking establishment is terrified of you because they know that once you realize the truth about the silver shortage, there will be a global stampede that will destroy their paper monopoly forever. Your only defense is to remove your wealth from the digital matrix before the banking cartels lock the door on physical delivery. Stage 0 is real, and the exposed truth is that the world's largest banks have already been bailed in through the strategic manipulation of precious metal prices at your direct expense. They are hoping you will be too busy reading about political scandals to notice that they are taking the last of the physical bullion for themselves while you hold the bag of worthless digital paper. Don't let the red candles on your trading app scare you away from the only asset that will survive the coming reset, because the banks are now long and waiting for the supply shut down. The reset is not coming. It is already here, and the bail-in is the final signal of surrender. I want you to stay alert, stay physical, and remember that in a world of digital chaos, the only thing that matters is what you can hold in your own hand and protect with your own strength. The force majeure is no longer a legal theory. It is a mathematical inevitability that will reset the global financial clock and return the world to a system where physical backing is all that matters. I'm here to bring you the data that they want to suppress, so subscribe and stay tuned as we track the final collapse of the paper system together. The bailout is over, the dealers are empty, and the time to protect your wealth is right now before the deception is revealed. The $245 target is the inevitable conclusion of a system that has run out of time and metal to settle its debts in an honest manner, making a vertical price reset the only way to survive the collapse. Every time the banks print a new billion-dollar short contract to smash the price, they only add fuel to the eventual short squeeze that will propel silver into triple digits without a single warning. You're witnessing the final gasps of a dying monetary regime trying to maintain order through psychological warfare and artificial price suppression that is no longer working in the physical world. The great deception relies on your patience, but while you wait, the exit doors have been welded shut. I am monitoring the COMEX Registered stocks for you every hour, and the data shows a massive, unprecedented internal transfer of metal intended to hide the total drain from your eyes and the eyes of the global markets. We are looking at a default in slow motion, where the plumbing of the financial system is clogged and the only solution for the elite is to trick you into staying in paper until it's too late. Everything in the news right now is a distraction from the fact that the monetary order is rotting from the inside out, and the stage 0 event is the final signal of the endgame for the US dollar. Your only defense is to remove your wealth from the digital matrix before the banking cartels lock the door on physical delivery and the force majeure becomes the only law of the land. Stage 0 is real. The exposed truth is that the world's largest banks have already been bailed in through the strategic manipulation of precious metal prices at your direct expense. They are hoping you will be too busy reading about hackers to notice that they are taking the last of the physical bullion for themselves. Don't let the red candles on your trading apps scare you away from the only asset that will survive the coming reset. The $245 shock is just the beginning of a cycle that will see silver revalued as the primary global monetary asset, once again as the fiat experiment ends in total failure. I will continue to track every ounce that leaves the vaults for you to keep you one step ahead of the corrupt banking cartels that want to see you broke and dependent. The silver bail-in event is the final confirmation that the trap has finally sprung shut, and the physical reality of scarcity is now the only story that matters for your financial future. Position yourself on the right side of history and do not fall for the final trap. Stay strong, stay physical, and do not let the bail-in distraction or the fake recovery narrative steal your generational wealth during the greatest vertical price reset in the history of human civilization. The endgame has officially begun, and the Stage 0 inventory collapse is the first domino in a sequence that cannot be stopped by any central bank or any government decree. Prepare your family, secure your position, and hold your metal with a grip of iron, because the financial war has entered its most dangerous phase, and the reset is officially here. End of transmission for today.